What's up, everybody? It's Ricky Analog. I'm about to do another episode of How to Dig, and this one is actually, let's see, it's like 8 a.m. on the 10th of January. SAEX may or may not be in play today. It was in play yesterday. We're hoping for it to push higher today. And so I'm putting this out for our StockShares.net chat members pre-market before the play. And then I'm going to release this. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching it after the fact. But that's just how it goes. If you guys want to start seeing these and some other things that I'm going to start putting together for the room, you guys need to head over there and join so you can partake. So as always, let's get into the formalities first. Guys, this is for informational, educational purposes only. It's not a solicitation to trade. Trading is risky, and I am not a licensed financial advisor. These are just my opinions, and the research is for my own use, and take it as you will, but I am absolved of all responsibilities from anything you may do because of it. All right, guys, here's SAEX filings. I'm going to do this really quick because it's early in the morning and I want to make my breakfast. I just want to first point out these guys used to have a huge red flag, which was crazy amounts of debt. Look at this, 150 million in secured notes alone, 200 million on the total liabilities, and even with let's see, actually I want to go back a little further. I'm trying to find actually let's look in 2016. That was 15. Secondly, notes. Let's try 2017. I just know from reading on these guys in the past, this is probably something I should have brushed up on, but I'm just going to do this quickly and show you guys how the thought process works. This is their 10K. Financial statements. Get past them. Well, regardless, the red flag on them used to be huge amounts of debt, and then you can see in the Q1 here, I think a lot of it changes. So total liability is now way down. You see the credit facility, the senior notes, they've all dropped. So there's a reason that happened, and let's find who's back in the beginning. Announces expiration of exchange offer. Here, let's look at this one. This is the end of 2017. It's them talking about their plan. And it was a big exchange. All the big debt for, let's see, what were they going to exchange it for? I think they're just kicking the can down the road in this one. But $86 million worth of debt, and they're going to issue new shares, common stock and preferred. So they basically convert debt to equity. So they're just doing magic tricks with their balance sheet, and then they spin it positively by saying we've completely deleveraged and we now have liquidity and lower interest payments and yada yada yada. They try to make it bullish, but really all these people that held these senior secured notes now have things that they'll still be able to convert into common shares and dump on fools. So they'll still be able to make their profits. So let's fast forward to September. Let's see. Closes issuance of 6% senior secured convertible notes. This is, I know it says that it is in October, but I believe the deal was done in September. Yeah, September 26th. That was when the PR was from it. So here you go, guys. Convertible notes at $575. $60 million worth of them. It's I think 10 to 11 million shares. You can read it yourself and see how they're spinning it. it's exactly what I'm saying, guys. They're trying to spin this as a positive. Now, always pay attention over here, right? This is the first thing you're going to see is kind of like the PR. Read the 8K because it gives you a little bit more of just the nitty gritty. So for every $1,000 you spend, you get 173 shares, or almost 174, which comes out to 575. Here's the total number of shares that are going to be issuable for those convertible notes. And you can also read the registration rights agreement. This is what tells you what they need to do to register them, and they come in here, and so this is how you have some foresight. When were they going to register these? Well, 75 days after the closing date. If you don't know what the closing date is, you can look it up right here, September 26th. So if you don't know how to use Excel to add a date or add time to a date, I suggest you Google that. It's pretty simple. Excel is amazing for those things. But that put us at, I believe, December 10th. And then it even says also when they will get the effect on that, or try their best to get the effect on that. It's 120 days after they register right here. So if you add 75 days and you get 12/10 is the next date, it's funny. Here you go. Sure enough, on 12/10 they registered these shares, right? And you'll notice they registered 14 million on those convertible notes, and that is because there's like a make whole payment clause in there that, you know, there's certain things that could happen to where that they could be issued more than the 10 million they're due. But you'll also notice that there's 800,000 shares that is not tied to those. There's also another 4 million of warrants. So the 800,000 I don't worry much about because it's not a large amount of shares. The 4 million of warrants is. And so if you haven't figured out how to read an S3 yet, I highly suggest it. It tells you everything you really need to know. And so we already figured out these common stock that's issuable for the convertible. 575 is the price. Mental note, guys. But we also want to know about the warrants. So capital stock, description of the capital stock. And here's the warrants, and let's find them in here. Boom. And it tells you all the warrants. So from July 2016 up to current time. These we're not too worried about because, so they did a 1-for-20 reverse stock split, guys. So you'll see like a lot of times, like let's just use the Series C from January, right? They had 8 million warrants, and even as of December 4th, there was almost 8 million. But look at the reverse stock split. They're only issuable for an aggregate of 400,000 shares. But here's the key right here. Look at the exercise price, guys. 0.0001 cents a share to convert. So there's 400,000 shares that are pretty much dumpable. Here's another 500,000 at the same price. And look here you go. September 6th, guys, almost 95 million warrants, and these are all to the same people. The CST, which is I believe it's their transfer agent, but these are issuable for 3.4 million, all at less than a penny a share. And you add all those up, and that's where you get the 4 million warrants, and they're dumpable as soon as this registration gets in effect, and at a price that means damn near free. So does it have an effect? Yes, it does. So guys, I'm telling you right now, they could have been dumping these yesterday, the warrants. This is where you start coming up with thesis. So there is overhead supply, definitely. Where's it at? Well, there's 4 million shares at any price, pretty much. There's another 900,000 or 800,000, whatever it was, at any price, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is basically shares that they could do an offering with, or let's see, I guess we can read into it a little. But to be honest with you, I don't want to take too much time on this, and I want to get it put out for the members. But they may try to let this thing run up to a level where the convertible notes can start converting before they start dumping the 4 million warrants. Is it a for sure thing? No, it's not. So if it looks heavy and they're dumping the warrants at whatever prices, then maybe the play never gets to 575, because those guys will hold those convertible notes for quite a while. They do make 6% on them, so they don't have to be dumped right away, but there could be the chance that they're going to let that thing run. 575 is the number. I wouldn't short below it if they are pushing for that number, because they're not going to dump below it, guys. 575 is the break-even price for them, and I would think that they're going to push it higher than that so they can start unloading. If you like this stuff, guys, head on over to stocktraders.net. Give us a check. We got a free 3-day trial for the premium room, and tons and tons of value over there, guys. Hopefully you like these videos. I'm going to get this put out for the members, and like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching it after the fact, but hopefully you can still learn something from it, because this is just the quick and dirty on SAEX. Peace.